Welcome to the bold analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look William Ruto's cabinet. And I want us to give it an angle that many people have pursued and have looked at it, the stake of Mount Kenya. And analysts were actually asking this question. The question of what is in it for us was to be answered at cabinet. Na umvulie Ruto kofia. Na mvulie Ruto kofia kwa sababu I think he got it right. He simply got it right. The millions of votes that he got from Mountain really are, even though they are contested, but they really played a key role in making him the fifth. So I bumped on a clip that opens up thoughts on a split between the Gachagua and Moses Kuria. And I want to say, just look at Moses Kuria at campaign trail and look at Moses Kuria 2 years ago when he came out and said that it was time for Mount Kenya not to produce a presidential candidate. And when he said that, he's the person that framed Mount Kenya and said, and by that time he was endorsing, he was using Martha Karua to say that anyone who wanted to speak to the mountain needed to go to Martha Karua. So he framed that narrative that after Uhuru, no one will come. But it was to benefit William Ruto. So even when William Ruto appointed him in cabinet, their friendship, I can tell you, Moses Kuria was close to William Samuel Ruto before he got Gachagua. But this is a very interesting video I want you to watch here.
Kwa kitu nimeona hapa kwa mlima kutakuwa na shida. The highest ranking Kikuyu saa hizi kwa serikali ni mtu anaitwa Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Huyo ndio yule Mkikuyu ambaye sasa hako pale peak. Lakini Gachagua mimi sijui kama ata maintain ama atajaribu kuchukua tribal kingpinmanship. Akwe ndio kigogo ya mlima. I don't know whether the deputy president will agree to cede ile support. Unajua zile kura alipata hapa 3.7 million. Hizo hakupata sababu ya Gachagua. Hizo ni yeye mwenyewe kujitafutia. Hapo hakuna atikura ililetwa na Gachagua. If Gachagua indeed ako na mpango ya kuassert himself kama kingpin wa mlima, it will not be a walking in the park. Mimi nimeangalia zile appointments ambazo Daktari Ruto ametengeneza kwa cabinet na nikaona hapa Gachagua wetu simo yake imechimbwa ambayo ni very deep. Ukiangalia Mount Kenya West, hii pande yetu sasa, Nyeri, Nyandarua, Murang'a hivyo, Kiambu, huku ndio pande ya kina Gachagua. Hapa amewekewa minister anaitwa Moses Kuria, a very dangerous fellow. Moses Kuria is a virus. Na especially Moses Kuria ambaye yako na pesa. An empowered Moses Kuria is very lethal. Ati Moses Kuria anaamka asubuhi anafungua bank account namna hii, anapata hako na 1 billion ambayo ni yake. Moses Kuria atasumbua watu sana. Hii rebellion uliona kwa mlima hapa against Uhuru Kenyatta, si mtu mwingine alianza, ni Moses Kuria alianza. And at that time alikuwa anaanza when he was a very broke fellow. Saizi amepewa a very serious docket ya trade. At investor yoyote ambaye anaanguka pale JKIA na ndege namna hii pa. Mtu ya kwanza ambaye anapatana na yeye hivi, Mkenya wa kwanza anapatana na yeye ni Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is going to make serious money. Moses Kuria with his mouth, his charisma and deep pockets. That one spells doom kwa mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua. Alafu kuna tudu mengine kidogo kama Ndindi Nyoro ya Murang'a, damu nyepesi. Nasikia huko bunge anapewa very serious committee. Committee ya budget. Ichungwa na yeye majority leader, very serious fellow na damu ambayo ni joto. Gachagua atabaki kingpin wa Nyeri peke yake. Na ukienda pande ile nyingine ya mlima East, umeona huko kuna watu wao wako na Mithika Lintuli, wako na mtu anaitwa Kithure Kindiki pande hiyo. Gachagua has nowhere to run. Gachagua has nowhere to run. Unless sasa atujoin sisi huku opposition tuanze kukimbizana na serikali pamoja.
Now, do you agree that Moses Kuria and Rigathi Gachagua may find it difficult to work together because of one question on Mount Kenya succession politics, on who is going to be the kingpin? The other person is, I think that is Councillor Johi, who is talking there, is taking direct swipe and saying that Kuria is giving Kuria an upper hand. But in this video, I want to look at it. What was at stake and things that will really play out in William Ruto's cabinet as far as the Mount Kenya succession equation is concerned. And I'll not mince my words. Let me just bring this to you. Gachagua, Rigathi Gachagua, belongs to the church council. And people from Gema who are listening to this will understand. Rigathi Gachagua belongs to the church council. And remember, our cousins with the evangelical churches, with DP Ruto and the wife at the center of it, really played a key role in this campaign. On the other side, Moses Kuria, who has been given the Ministry of Trade, is now going to be playing a critical role and is going to be close to the Gitongas. Gitongas are the business moguls in Mount Kenya. If you like, you can call them the Mount Kenya Business Foundation, or rather the Mount Kenya Foundation. So Moses Kuria is going to dine with the people that have money. Any investor who will be coming in this country. And remember, in government, there is public-private sector partnerships. The person that is going to be charged of this is Moses Kuria. So Moses Kuria is going to dine with the James Mwangis of Equity, the Peter Munga, and the Masharias and all that. Then, because of his proximity to the Gitongas, Moses Kuria will easily get access to the Kiama. Because Kiama is now what I can say is the council. That is what President Uhuru belonged to. Actually, what propelled President Uhuru Kenyatta's to presidency in 2013 and 2017 was actually the Kiama, the Mudhamaki. So the Mudhamaki and Gitongas are together, and that is what was behind the candidature of Raila Odinga. That's why we saw the billionaires coalescing around Raila. So Moses Kuria is going to be close to Mudhamakis. And I can tell you that Rigathi Gachagua is aged on the periphery with the church council. So, if the church will embrace Rigathi to the end and propel him, then it depends on their relationship. And so, you can see the way, this clergy, they are almost everywhere. But there, I'm told, reliable sources were telling me that the clergy has been moving from offices to the other praying, and some even feel uncomfortable with those office prayers that are so frequent, Kilas bonus scared every Wednesday, they're there, but again, it's overdone. When it's overdone, sometimes people, not all people subscribe to a particular line of Christianity. Now, did you know that even at campaign, even after Rigathi Gachagua was appointed and was nominated as deputy president, he never went to Mudhamakis. He has never been endorsed anywhere. Remember the event where Martha Karua was holding in Kirinyaga, where she was given as now the woman. She has never taken that direction. She has never taken that direction. But Moses Kuria takes that direction. That's why in February 23rd, this year, when Moses Kuria was coming back and was holding the rally in Thika Green Stadium, he was calling himself the Njamba, the warrior. then that was pleasing into that direction. So, if Rigathi is to become the kingpin, then it will have to take the church council. But the church council also will depend on how the engagement is, because the relationship between the Ruto government and the clergy was symbiotic, parasitic. Not really that we're praying. They also wanted positions, and I analyzed here. They wanted money, importing free positions in cabinet. They even wanted a cabinet slot that has not been given. So that relationship is symbiotic, and it's a relationship you cannot actually campaign on, because with the time things will evolve. So that is the one part that you can look at it. Now, the other aspect that is playing out is the fact that by the mere fact that Rigathi Gachagua is a deputy president, for him to rise to power, it will take his relationship with the president, either positive or negative, depending on how he plays his cards. Remember, even for William Ruto to have mounted his presidential campaign, he mounted his presidential campaign on a betrayal card from President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, whether Gachagua will have such a card, such an identical card, and it will resonate with the people and find the machinery, or he will find the endorsement of William Ruto. So Gachagua's fate depends on his relationship with William Ruto, how it ends, how the marriage ends. If they divorce in the middle, it will see. But the Moses Kuria, he can create his own niche, because he's not so much into Ruto's circle. So he can create his niche outside government. And you know, Moses Kuria is radical. If someone is to engineer walkout from Ruto's government, if someone was to walk out from Ruto's government and Moses Kuria leads that, it's very lethal. And I agree with that person who is saying Moses Kuria with money is very lethal, because he's going to die by those sides. So what gives Mukuri and even the Ndindi Nyoros and Kinchungas, the rest, is for them, they can take, they can go out there. Ruto and Gachagua are hipped. Moses Kuria can be chased from cabinet, or he can even leave that cabinet if things are hot. Gachagua cannot leave. They're hipped, and Ruto cannot fire him. So that's another part that I think I can look at. Kuria coziness with Musalia Mudavadi is not in good taste with Rigathi Gachagua. At the campaigns, I can tell you, at the campaigns, Moses Kuria was actually pro-Mudavadi. And if William Ruto is to exit the stage, at whatever stage, 27, at whatever stage, then a candidate is to be paired, another zebra candidature, most probably another person out of the two counties will have to be in that ticket. It cannot be a Kalenjin Kikuyu zebra ticket alternative. It can't. And so that's why I normally see people in the comment section asking how about the other tribes. So that plays out critically. And because Kuria is very close, in fact, another friend of mine was actually telling me today that Mudavadi was really pro Moses Kuria to go to cabinet. Because these are the Gachagua's handbrakes. These are people that can tell Gachagua this is not it. So he's going to be very cozy with the Mudavadi, and that will checkmate Rigathi Gachagua. So you see the way that is it, because Kuria is not the kind of a person that wants to dine with Watoto. He wants to dine with the kings. He will have to either be with Ruto or Mudavadi or both, or with Gachagua and sideline Ruto and Mudavadi. But between the three, most likely, because for him is more calculative, the way he has calculated his way to the cabinet, he most likely go to Mudavadi, and that will be in bad taste of Rigathi. But last but not least, regional autonomy is here. Nyeri has produced a deputy president. Now they have produced president and deputy president. Kiambu has produced 2 presidents. Who knows? Kuria are the kind of people that say, no, we've produced president, now we can only produce deputy. In fact, we have the numbers. Who tells you? So the regional autonomy comes out, and I don't, and because Kuria is there, Kuria is very divisive in terms of cutting interests. What stops him from saying that, look here, you Nyeri, you guys have had the president, so we are also going to produce deputy and get a president from somewhere else. So now we are going to produce president and get a deputy from somewhere else. So this is going to be, and for it to work, it's very likely for Moses Kuria to say now, create a narrative of, we are not going to produce president, we are going to produce a deputy. Or now, this time round, we don't need president and deputy. It needs to go to other counties. So these are all issues on table. And that is why, when Ruto named that cabinet, it really took a lot of intake into it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my bold luck. Look, I want to look at your comments on this. What do you think play out? And what is your take on that guy's statement that that Moses Kuria Gachagua is taking time bomb?